So guys, we're back. It's absolutely pissed it down out here all day, so I'm not guaranteeing how long this video is going to last. It might last 5 minutes, it might last 10, I don't know, so I'll get started straight away. Yeah, I know it needs tuning. That sounds horrible. That sounds better. So, tried to start it for like an hour today. And me, like a knobhead, decided to check the last thing, which was the carb settings, which were pretty much screwed all the way out. I don't have any body pins in the shell either. So, how does it feel? I know the carb's not set right, but it doesn't feel, you know, rip-roaring fantastic. Yeah, I can't be asked to sort the carburettor that later. As you can see, it's pretty wet. Yes, this is a new engine I am mistreating the shit out of. You know, this is what it was bought for. It was bought for testing and to see whether it was actually any good. I didn't really buy it with the intention of keeping it. I don't know, quite uneventful so far, I think. You just... You know, that it's obviously not set right, but I was expecting more torque on the bottom end, I think. At least the weather's drying off now. That sounds fucking horrible. Doesn't it? Seems to be a bit better now. How's the durability test the Chinese engine? It does sound quite poorly now. See? me just giving it too much fuel. So guys, it's quite obvious the carb settings are way fucking out. I started out on stock 1107 settings, so I've just richened it all the way up and leaned it all the way down. But I'll get some proper settings later. In terms of the engine, I don't know, though, factoring in the carb isn't tuned properly. I'm not impressed at all. You know, yes, it's pulling the 23 tough, but I was expecting a bit more than this. It might be because the carb's out of whack and the engine can't hit what it's supposed to. But at the minute, it's quite uneventful. There's my fuel tank doing, and it's drinking the fuel. Oh, look who I'm right next to. That's fucking nice, isn't it? Might have to put a swearing warning, I think. But it's not been broken in. It's had some pretty shitty accelerations, and so far it's not dead. Which I'll say again, the whole point of me buying this wasn't to baby it and to treat it nice. It was to test it and to put the videos on here so that people who don't really know anything about the engines will know to avoid it or to buy it, depending on what I find. And so far, it don't really seem worth buying, performance-wise. I'll run it again for a little bit, get some carb settings later, try and run it again on Friday. But at the minute, it's no different to, I don't know, an OBR 4 mod or an ESP G320. Is it the carb? I've got a feeling that the exhaust isn't helping either. But hey ho, back on it. I really should have body clipped that body on. Guys, to save me having to be an arse with the settings, if you do know why it's doing that, just let me know. It'll save me a lot of time researching. Well, I suppose you get props for lasting this long with the shitty treatment it's getting. And the sun's out. It just seems to be loosening up a bit now. I imagine there's going to be quite a few people raging in the comments. You can't run it like that, sort the carb out. Well, no, I want to see if I can break it. I'm surprised it's lasted this long. So guys, normally on a carb, when you spin the high speed out all the way, you can get the engine to bog down because there's too much fuel. That high speed is backed all the way out now, and I still can't get it to bog on the top end. So, is this carb insufficient for the size of the engine? It shouldn't be, because RC Max use 1107 on their 46. It seems to be picking up a bit better now. It's starting to rain again now, look. I am expecting it just to cut out in C's, but it's not so far. So you gotta think, well, yeah, this is pulling a 23 tooth pinion, so this is 4 teeth higher than stock. So you need to look at it, factor in that I'm treating it like shit, and make your own mind up about performance. So I'll bring it over here and we'll do some like, I'll get down the back of it and just do some like idle to flat out. I might chuck a different carb on, I think. Maybe try an 11, no, I don't know, 990 maybe. Or even the Tillotson carb that Scott Finley uses on his 40. Don't make a bad mess though. Yeah guys, so that was like idle to flat on a 23 tooth with a shitty carb. Let it settle again. I'm going to cut it off now. So there you have it, guys. If you want something abusing and breaking, then send it to me. I've broken loads of stuff. I remember when Heavy RC released their snapper clutch. I tested that before anybody else and absolutely trashed the thing. Put the videos on YouTube, caused an uproar, so I've just deleted them. So, I know the carb settings are shit, but that's not the whole point. I am damn impressed it survived, considering that I've run it lean as shit. Performance seemed to be getting better, especially in the mid-range. I'd like a bit more off the line torque from it, but I don't know whether that's just because I need to tune it up or because the exhaust flow. The manifold, the header, I ended up chopping, and by the look of it there's no sign of dripping, so I think it's sealed decently. So last night I cut the manifold, got the manifold fitted, put it in the truck, went to put the exhaust pipe on. It wouldn't fit because the Rovan pull starter's too big, so I've taken it back out, changed the flywheel and put a normal pull starter on it. No, I've got a little bit of smoke that's leaking out of somewhere. Is that leaking out? I think that might be leaking out the rubber on the exhaust. But it's had a lot of shit, and it is pulling a big 23 tooth pillion. So that is it, boys. I think I am going to chuck a 990 on it, or a Tillotson, because A, I don't like that carb, and B, it's a Chinese carb anyway, so I think I might just put like the genuine article on it and see what that does to it. The top end needle was screwed that far out, the spring wasn't actually tensioning the screw anymore, and I couldn't get it to bog, so this thing will drink fuel and not bog down on top. My G320, if I gave it, I think it's 1 7/8 on the high stock, if I even gave it just over a quarter of a turn out, it'd bog because there was that much fuel, whereas this ain't doing that. But look at the state of my truck. I'm supposed to be putting a bloody wrap on this later on in the week. So, still for testing, my opinion is still up in the air as to what it's like. I am going to try a different carb on it and then get it tuned and see what it runs like then. But at the minute, it doesn't seem any better than a ported G320 running the same gearing. So, make of that of what you will. Again, boys, any questions, drop me a message. Either on Facebook or comment on the YouTube video, and I'll get back to you all. If you've got any carb recommendations, I'm all ears. Catch you all later in the week.